set? Perfect. All right, so we're going to get a little bit of everything today. For class, you are going to need a small book. So something a little smaller than a yoga block. I'm going to use something about this size. Something to pad your knees with would also be helpful. And then a small weight. So you could use a lacrosse ball, you could use like an ankle weight. I've got a little hand weight here with a strap. Anything like that will be perfect. All right, so let's grab the book, but we're not going to use it just quite yet, but just keep it handy. And let's go into all fours. Hands spread nice and wide. Thinking about making a shelf with our hand. Wrists are directly underneath those shoulders. Toes are tucked and my knees are right underneath my hips. As always, I'm going to cue you to drive the ground away, and let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just nice and relaxed. We're all going to be tempted to fall down like this. Your job is to keep driving away without letting that tailbone pop up, okay? So I always want you to think, try and push the ground away with your toes. That can help fire up those hamstrings. Getting that down-regulated nervous system, connecting with our breath. We should feel air moving into the upper back, maybe into some places that we don't normally get it. Let's take 2 more breaths right here. Last one, big exhale, feeling those ribs come down and in. And let's go ahead and relax, rock back on those heels. This is where the book is going to come into play. I want you to watch me first while we get this set up. Pretty much all I need is one hand on the book and one hand is going to be on the ground. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing. You are going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth while we drive away. The book is under my left hand. It feels like my left hand is working overtime. It's working way harder than my right hand is. If you feel steady here, if you feel like that hand that's on the book is fired up, all up into the shoulder, we can take this other hand, flip it the other way so that we are relying just on this one. Let's keep driving it away for about another 30 seconds. As soon as you feel like you're starting to collapse down into that shoulder, you can always set this hand right back down to remind you where you need to be. Let's get 10 more seconds. Good, getting in touch with all those upper back muscles. Let's go ahead and switch hands. Starting down, both hands on the floor. Let's feel the feels. Let's drive it away. See if we can make that good connection. Once you feel like you are stable, you've got as much musculature, as much tissue as you can firing on your book hand. Other hand flips over. We can certainly bring it to our tummy to remind ourselves to exhale those ribs down and in. Taking those nice deep breaths. And again, I'm going to mention this topic a lot as we do this upper back stuff. But I really do want you to focus on bringing air into new places. Envision your lungs filling up and opening up that upper back. Get air into all those spaces that don't get quite enough love. Let's take one more breath in and exhale. Great. Set that book to the side. Stuff should feel fired up. Cool. Let's go ahead. You can either grab a tennis ball, grab your small weight, whatever you want to start with, but we're going into some shoulder cars, and I'm going to grab the other weight actually. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to start with the hand that I didn't just use. Hands planted like a nice shelf underneath my shoulder there. And we're going to raise all the way up, and we're going to pause. Our first rep is going to have pauses. Our second and third, we're just going to go through the motions. Eyes are looking towards the end of our mat. We're focusing on bringing this thumb up to the ceiling and keeping this elbow straight. My non-training arm, the one that's on the ground, is still giving that big, big drive. Let's take that arm, let's rotate it as we reach all the way back behind us. Coming into our hip, let's drive back and hold. Lengthen through the elbow, find the tricep. Squeeze that sucker. The longer you think about making your arm, the more that tricep is going to pop out. If you've got weight in your arm, you should absolutely be feeling this. Even if you don't, you can definitely still identify that tricep. Let's go ahead and rotate. Make that circle small at first so you can really own it. And we go all the way down. We've got 2 reps without pauses this time. You can feel free to add those pauses in though if you feel like there's a spot that needs some extra love. Here we go, coming up. Hitting all those good spots. Working hard so we don't lean. Oh look, a sun shower. It's raining again. Who'd have thunk it? Try and hit that same height. Find that tricep again. Rotate up and out of it. Maintain that space. That's what we're doing with our cars. We're making a vote for that movement as something that we'd like to maintain. Last one, here it is. Is that non-training arm driving in? Can you make your upper back just a little bit bigger? A little bit tighter. Open it up. Sweep those cobwebs out. Keeping that elbow as straight as you can. Relaxing all the way down. Nice job. Reset yourself. Going into our other side. First rep has pauses. Okay, good set position. Eyes up. Here we go. Bringing it up. And we're holding. Now, a lot of you are probably up here and giving me one of these with your chest. I want you to imagine you got an Iron Man symbol on your chest. You're keeping it straight down to the floor. Do not let that move. That tells us that you're just using your shoulder instead of your shoulder and your spine. With that elbow nice and straight, let's rotate. Open up that circle. Spend time in those spots that you don't want to spend time in. And we drive back into extension. Find the tricep. Make the arm longer. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Foggy, foggy side. Fog up that mirror. We should be shaking, we should be working here. Let's take 2 more breaths together. In and out. Last one all the way in. And all the way out. Rotate all the way up and around. Great, go ahead, go right into rep number 2. Hang on, keep going, you guys. There we go. No pauses on on these reps, just if you feel like it, though you can certainly add it. And let's go ahead and finish up rep number 3. Opening up that space, building up that heat. Hitting all those landmarks along the way. Awesome job. Connecting that breath into the rib cage, into the scapula, and all that good stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and grab a block. You can certainly use the book that you had a moment ago. We're going to use the wall. And if you've got something to balance with, that would also be ideal. Okay, so we're going to lock that hip up against that block. I want you to imagine that I am standing here the entire time, punching that block and laughing evilly, trying to get it to move, all right? Your job is to not let it move. I want you to hang on to as many things as you can, all right? Balance is not the idea of this exercise. Rotation is, okay? This is going to be our training hip. We're going to bring it up to 90 degrees. And we're going to pause here. Chest is up nice and high. I'm pulling my toes towards me. As soon as I start to move, I get feedback from that block. That's why it is there. Great. Let's go ahead and identify some of these rotation muscles. Let's go into external rotation first. This is our best hacky sack that you can give me, and hold. We're just going to accumulate some time here. If you're lucky, you're going to feel your inside thigh turn on. Don't let that knee start to drop. Pick it back up. Holding it there for 3 more breaths. Trying to keep it exactly as high as you started. Happy joints have rotation. That's why we start here. 1 more breath in and out, all the way back to center. Let's rep that out. Let's try and get it as high as we just did, but 10 times. Up, slow down. These are the basics. This is the most basic movement that your hip knows how to do, is rotation. And that's why we're going to practice it, and we're going to make you a beast at it. What do you need external rotation for? Well, squats for 1, running for another. You know, just the stuff that you like to do. Halfway there. Keep that knee high. I want to see 90 degrees and no more. Last 2. Woo, feel that little shaky. Give that leg just a little bit of a rest. Let's come right back in and let's go internal rotation. A lot of you are going to drop that knee and rotate those hips in. Even if that is all you've got, give me that. I would rather clean rotation than any of those compensations. We should be working here, y'all. The idea is to squeeze as much tissue as you possibly can. Keep holding. We got 2 more breaths right here. In through the nose. Down, regulate that nervous system. Everything's safe. Everything's cool. All the way back to start. Let's get 10 reps. Out and in. Rotate it, screwing that femur into the socket just a little deeper with every single rep. Yes. That standing leg isn't just standing, it is pressing and making you even taller. No sinking down into that hip. We've got 4, 3, 2. Last one. I love to see the shake and relax down. Let's switch sides, you guys. Awesome job. All right, here we are. Got that block squared up against my hip. I'm gonna hang on to as much as I can, because again, not about balance, right? Okay, making sure that my standing leg is just a little teeny bit soft, okay? We don't want it to be just totally locked out. That way we're just relying on our bone. We wanna rely on our muscle here, okay? All right, so let's go ahead. Knee comes up, 90 degrees. Situate yourself, make sure you're good with your block, and let's go external rotation. Show me your best hacky sack. Take note right there. See if you've got a big difference. If you do, means you got more to do on this side or the other, depending on which side was better or which side had a little less. And we're just holding and breathing. Chest is up tall. Trying to get that ankle all the way up to the sky as much as we can. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep on breathing, keep on squeezing. We are here to accumulate that time under tension. Isometrics are a game changer for breaking through into new ranges of usable motion, which is the whole damn reason we're here, y'all. One more breath. All the way back to start. Let's rep that out 10 times. Keep that knee high. Rotate. Visualize that X on the thigh. Rotate out. That's why it's external rotation. I'm screwing my hip into my socket. Knee doesn't move up or down, doesn't move side to side. It's just pure rotation. We got 4 to go. Last 2, let's get it as high as we can. There's only 10 reps. You gotta give them your all the way in. Give that leg a short little rest. Give it a break. We're going internal rotation now, coming up. Here we go. Internal and hold. Hold, hold, hold. Give me as much as you've got without letting that hike happen. I want to see just what your hip can do. Only your hip. Breathing and squeezing, guys. I want you to give me as much intention in this movement as possible. The more intention you give me, the more results you're gonna get. All the way back to center. Let's rep that out 10 times. Woo! Screw it in. Standing up tall. I love to see it, people. Keep it going. Halfway there. If you're shaking, that's good. That's your nervous system saying, oh, I don't know quite what to do. It's going to know what to do next time, just a little bit better. 2 more. And relax down. Fabulous. Love to see it. Grab some water if you want. We're going to transition into our next movement. We're going to go into a 90-90. All right. So here's what this looks like. You got a couple different options. Have your yoga blocks, have a pad, have something around you in case you need to prop up, okay? So 90-90 means as close to 90 degrees in your front leg and as close to 90 degrees in your back leg as possible, all right? Now, there are a couple of different modifications, but I want everybody to go ahead and give me the kick out to the side here, okay? So my left leg is in front. My left hand is coming down by my side. I've just opened up a whole bunch of space on this side of my hip. Now, I'm gonna bet most of you just let that hip open up. I want you to drive this hip bone forward. The way that you're gonna know that you're driving this top hip bone forward is if you're pressing this leg down, okay? So if you're having a hard time, or if this knee is just floating up in space, pop something underneath there to give you that pressure to help you get a little bit more rotation in that hip, okay? This is gonna feel like absolutely nothing if that back hip is allowed to spill open. Awesome. All right, so we're kickstand out to the side. We've got a good 90 position here, 90 here, or thereabouts. Now this hand is gonna reach all the way out to the front, all right? Remember the reach that we did in the beginning. Give me a big, big scapular protraction. You're trying to make that arm as long as possible. From here, big deep breath. Back hip drives forward. Let's raise that back ankle slightly and then slowly back down. Now, if you just did this, okay, not what we're looking for. Cool, glad you can do it, but not coming from the hip, not the intention of this movement. Show me your best internal rotation at that back hip. That's rep number 3. You are going to give me 10. You should be very, very familiar with the muscles that make this happen because we just used the heck out of them. They should be warm. They should be at the forefront of what you're capable of squeezing. You might notice that you're able to get a little bit higher with every rep. That's great. Keep going. Keep squeezing. Give me all your intention on only moving through that back hip. Driving the ground away. Here's our last one. We're going to hold at the top. Hold it. Hold it. Squeeze this back glute tighter. Keep going. Keep reaching for 3, 2, and relax all the way down. Nice. This hand is now going to come down onto the ground, maybe slightly out from that front knee. Here we go. We're going to lift this whole back stinking leg, all right? We want to see knee and ankle leave the ground at the same time. May happen, may not. But let's try our absolute damnedest for 5 reps. Big deep breath. This front knee drives down to stabilize, and let's raise up and hold for a beat. Slowly back down. Knee and ankle hit at the same time. There it is. 4 more. Here we go. Up. Front hip working just as hard as the back. Yes, if you want more challenge, this hand goes to the front. Lift up. And slow down. The down is almost just as important as the up. 2 more. Up. And slow down. Last one, we're going to give it a big hold. Here we go. Up. Let's breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more breath. Keep holding. 3, 2, slowly down. This top hand cartwheels all the way back. Feel that hip open up. Now, that's exactly what we don't want. So let's swing it forward. Bring this hand here. Lock that hip into place. Don't let that hip move. Hands are staying here. Now just my knee is going to lift. I'm going to lift that knee as high as I possibly can, keeping my ankle on the floor, and I'm going to pause. Front knee is driving down. Back knee is trying to get away from the floor while this hip drives forward. It should feel gnarly, y'all. Slowly lower back down. Everything totally relaxes. You've got 2 more reps just like that. Squeeze the butt, present the hips forward, and open up that back knee. Open it up without letting that hip spill back. Hands driving the earth away. Hold 3, 2, slowly lower down. Everything totally relaxes. We set ourselves up for our last effort, our biggest yet. Here we go. Irradiate tension the whole body. Raise it up. Up, 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 up. See how high you can get it. How much tissue can you get to fire? Hold 3, 2, and lower all the way down. Now this hand really can come back behind us. I want us to sort of hang out in this position, if that's okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on some switches so we can get to our other side, all right? Let's start with the movement that we know. Open this hip up. This hip, that knee is driving down to the ground as much as it can. Like I'm trying to get my knees as far apart as they can possibly go. Hold here. And then finally, once we reach the very end, this knee swings forward. Again, I'm trying to drive them, keep them as far apart as they possibly can. Almost to the other side. And there we go. Let's get 4 more, or I'm sorry, let's do 3 more, all the way there and all the way back. Let's drive that top knee up, up, up. Hands are still behind me. If you want an extra challenge, by all means, we can lift those hands up. What I do not want to see is exactly what you want to do, which is one of these. Okay? That's not what we're here for. We are here to make it gnarly, make it hurt, to make it look easy. All right, here we go. As much or as little hands on the ground as you want. Open up. Driving those knees apart. They are allergic to each other. There's 2. Let's do 1 more time. All the way there and back. Open up. Find that max space. Chest is up tall, tall, tall. Oh man, that's how we build usable ranges right there, my friends. Here we go, all the way back. Open it up. Keep them apart. How far apart can they get? And there we are. Nice. Let's go ahead, if you're sort of out of that 90-90, just get yourself closer to a happy position, closer to that true 90 degrees. Now we're going to kickstand down onto our other side. This hand now is going to reach forward. Reaching that hand forward as far as you possibly can. Let's make sure this hip is locked and loaded. We're not letting it spill out behind us. Squeeze the butt to lock that joker in right there. Front knee presses down. And now we internally rotate. We lift that back ankle up. We set it down slowly up. We're doing 10 reps. Remember what this felt like when you were standing. Where did you feel it? Should be right here, right on the outside of that butt. Arm reaches even more. Little baby paws at the top to get that extra little bit of time under tension. Breath in through the nose. Ride that cramp, y'all. If you are able to get that tissue turned on to the point where it wants to cramp, I want you to ride it. Make it happen. 3, 2, everything else in your body, tight, tight, tight. Drive the ground away. Last one, and we hold. Up. Up. Glutes tight. Keep holding. We're going to get that break in just a second for 3, 2, slowly down. Nice, this hand comes down, almost kickstands right in front of the other knee. This top knee, front knee rather, is pressing down. We're going to get that whole leg lift back there, okay? Knee and ankle at the same time. Get ready, get set, and up. Set it back down softly, slowly. If you're one of the folks that's having a hard time with that knee creeping forward, you can always put something right in front of, so as soon as you feel that block, you know that knee is creeping forward. All the way down, knee and ankle at the same time. Can you make it happen? We've got 3 more. Press that back hip forward. Don't let it spill open even a little bit. Last 2 here. Open, open, open. Last one, here it is. Up, big tension, chest up tall. Get that knee away from the ground. 3, 2, slowly lower down. Whew. Excellent job, friends. Let's try and get a little bit of everything put together now. We're going to raise this back knee, hinge so that the ankle stays down on the floor. Here we go. Open it up. Set it right back down. Remember, if you're able to do this, not what we're looking for. Get that headlight on that hip bone. Get it shining straight ahead. Show me just what your hip is capable of. That's 2. We're going to do 3 more. And then we're going to make them into those nice switches from one direction to the next. Open it up. Fight for more space in that hip. Working in those very, very end ranges, y'all. Doesn't have to be big to be effective. And release down. Hands cartwheels all the way behind us. We've got some good switches coming up. Let's start with the movement that we know. Raise this knee up. Press this knee down. Get them as far apart as they will go until finally that front leg has to follow. New front leg presses into the ground. New back leg presses into the ground. This guy keeps pressing while we open this one up. Pry it open. Pry it open. More, 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 more. And then finally this one has to come along for the ride. Keep driving this knee flat into the ground. This one's trying to get away as much as it can. Follow through. Let's do 1 more. There and back. Stabilize. Brace. Open. Open. We're making sure we don't have any pinches, any pain. You figure out how to do it so it doesn't cause pain. Those hips should be feeling juicy, people. Last one, all the way back. All the way. And relax. Awesome job. All right, you guys, we are going to finish up class today with something that we did last week that it seemed like a lot of y'all had a lot of questions about. So I feel like we should do it again and sort of explore what's going on there. So you're going to need either the wall, a yoga block, or you could even set yourself up using a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball. I think I'm going to choose the lacrosse ball today. There we go. We've got ball. to put it right underneath that big toe. All right? Now my other 4 toes are on the ground. Super important there. All right? I feel a big, big stretch all through this part of my foot. I even feel it all the way up into my calf. Okay? I'm going to get into a little bit of a split stance here. Just a little teeny one. Majority of my weight is on this front foot. I'm even using my weight sort of pushing forward to get a little bit of a deeper stretch into that toe. Let's grab the stick here. All right, so now that I've found my stretch, we're going to hang out here for a little bit, okay? Let's try and explore with that knee going right over that big toe. How does that change things? Obviously, if there's pain, I don't want you to be there. I want you to back out. Find your greatest pain-free range of motion here. Here's what we're going to do. When I say go, you are going to give me everything you've got to try and push your big toe through that ball, like it's trying to get to the floor. All your other 4 toes are just going to hang out and be cool. All right, we ready? Set and drive down. Drive down as much as you can. Try and push through that ball. The bottom of your foot should be talking. Might even get into your calf. Might even get into your glutes a little bit. Hold 3, 2. Now reverse that contraction. Try and get up off that ball. Nothing's going to happen. The toe isn't going to move, but you should feel the tissue on the front side of that ankle and shin light up. If you don't feel it, keep trying, okay? Hold 3, hold 2, relax. Whew. If you didn't get any feels, if you didn't feel the tissue contracting in either direction, I want you to back out of the stretch just a little teeny bit, so your toe is a little closer to the floor, and try it that way, okay? Find the stretch that's right for you. We've got 2 more. Let's go ahead and get rep number 2 going. Drive down into the ground. The sole of my foot is working. My calf is working. Still have majority of my weight on this front leg, and I am driving for 3, 2. Get that big toe up off that ball. Get it off. Come on. Everything on the front side of you working hard. 3, 2. Totally relax. Don't come out of that position. 3 deep breaths. Down regulate that nervous system. Tell it everything's good, man. We got it. All that yucky hip stuff's out of the way. We just got toes to worry about now. Ready? Rep number 3, safest and greatest. It's our last one. Get ready, set, and drive down. Drive down. Once you feel that tissue contract, go with it. Squeeze more of it. The more tissue we can get, the better. Keep going for 3, 2. Up and off that ball. Front of the leg, front of the foot is working hard. 3, 2. Relax. Sink out of that position. Ooh, give your toes some love. Maybe roll it around a little bit. All right, now let's get 10 toe lifts on that side. All right, just that side. Spread those piggies as big as you can. And now let's get 10 big ones. Is it as high as it went when you were stretching? Maybe, maybe not. If it's not, that's where we want to get to eventually. We want to make your passive meet your active. That space in between the passive and the active, that's the most likely place for injury. And hear me out here. If you can push your body into a position, but you can't control yourself to either get out of it or get yourself in it, it's sort of like if you were to do a split while you were wearing roller skates, right? it's not gonna go well for anybody. Okay, so let's really try and hammer making sure that our passive meets our active. Excellent. All right, let's get one other side going. Let's find that deep, deep stretch. I'll give you a front view this time. Again, you can certainly set this up on the wall. Could just use a door frame, set one toe up there. Absolutely would work. Big things to look for here. Noticing where the stretch is. Is the stretch all in that toe joint? Maybe it's in the sole of your foot, the bottom of your foot. Might be filling it up into the calf. Now let's try playing with our weight shifting a little bit. Lean forward a little. How does that change things? Play with things a little bit. Breaths are important. Feel that big toe just sort of relax. Let it give in. It's got an opportunity to work here in just a second. Let's give it a minute to breathe first. All right, we're going into 3 sets of pails and rails. Pails, you're pushing. Rails, you're driving it away. Regressive. That's the idea. Get it away. All right, 3 reps. Number 1, let's go pail. Drive that big toe down. Whatever is in its way trying to stop it, drive through it. Drive through it for 3, 2, and pull back. Get the front of you active. See if you can feel it. All 5 of my toe, right where my toes meet my foot, still hitting the ground. And totally relax. We got 2 more times. Drive down. Press, 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 press. The little 4 toes aren't doing a damn thing. They get to relax. What's all about the big toe right now. Now pull it off. Get it off that ball. Get it off that wall. 3, 2, relax. Okay, here's our last rep, safest and greatest. You know the drill. Here we go. Leave it all here. As much tissue as you can. Drive that ball all the way into the floor. All of my foot is still touching the floor. The only thing that's working is my big toe to try and drive that ball all the way through the floor for 3, 2. Now we try and get it off. Getting really good at finding the tissue that does the thing that we're looking for. That's the goal. 3, 2, relax. Ooh. Nice. Give that foot a little roll, a little stretch. Let's get those 10 toe lifts. Okay, finishing on a good note here. Spread those piggies nice and wide. Look down at those toes. Pick that sucker up. Is it as tall? Is it as big as when you had it against the ball or the wall? Maybe, maybe not. The other thing a lot of you are probably doing is one of these. Okay, that's cool. We do need ankle inversion and eversion, but we need our big toe to do our big toes job first, and then we can add it into the inversion and eversion. Everybody's got to do their job for a happy house, right? Somebody's got to sweep the floor. Somebody's got to do the dishes. Big toe's got to do his big toe stuff. Last one. Ooh, nice. All right. Got you a little bit of everything there today. Total body. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see all of you back on Friday at 10 a.m. for more of the same. Hope you guys enjoyed. Happy to stick around if anybody has any questions.